Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I know it's been a while since I did actually my last proper YouTube video, but now I'm actually even more excited to have this actually as the latest one then, and it's a real special video because it's about the America track DLC, and yeah, I'm really hyped to show you the new tracks, give you a first taste of it, and yeah, share my first impressions about the new DLC with you. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and let's go on to our first track. See you there. And yeah, here we are already. So you might already see on which track we will start. It's Kota. And yeah, one of the longest tracks we'll have then in ACC. And it's again just impressive, literally, the amount of detail Kunos put into all the tracks, starting with Kota. And yeah, so I'd say let's get into the car and do our first laps around this track. And also, just quickly, what better car or livery to choose than the M4 and the BS Plus Turner livery? So I think it just perfectly suits for this DLC. And yeah, let's go now into the car and take our laps. Now, let's start the engine and let's take our first laps. And I have to say, I just literally loaded the aggressive preset, and yeah, we'll just do a couple of laps on this track just to get a first taste. And yeah, now on the start finish line, we just see the massive mountain ahead where Tomal is. It's really tricky to actually spot the braking marker here because the apex also here is quite blind. Then here, as you see, we missed it by a chunk. I have a bit of experience with the track on iRacing, so it's not that new for me. But here, now through the S's, which have like a bit of Maggots Beckets maybe character. Yeah, and you see like the track quality is just amazing again. And here, nice apex here, and this corner normally is the worst one in terms of track limits. So it's really easy to just invalidate it, and the car feels a bit loose with the aggressive preset, not gonna lie. But it's still alright, and we're here to enjoy now. The track's not really pushed for the craziest lap times, but that's what I mean about those blind apexes where you don't really see the apex. Is just so hard to judge, and it's all about the practice and you need to put in to be then able to nail those corners. Okay, now the long straight, not that much top speed actually. We are here around 253 approximately, and just about missed the apex, so I'd say 252 with the aggressive reset, which is not that much. So I think overtaking on this track will be still quite difficult, but we'll need to see how it will be essentially then. Then here the double left-hander, which reminds me a bit of Bahrain, where you have like a similar corner type. And here again the triple right-hander, where you need all the downforce the car can give you, and then bring the car over to the right side. Try to hit the apex, of course. Might as well also use a bit of the additional road here on the left side. Wow. And I have to say the tarmac feels quite lower grippy. So if we just look at all the other tracks in ACC, on this track it feels like it has definitely a bit less grip. Wow. And I'm also not sure which lap times we will have to do here around, but we'll see that I guess in the first couple of weeks. And I'm also planning to do a track guide on those tracks, so I'm not sure when I will release them, if it's on the same day or the day after, but that's the plan at least. And yeah, I hope you will watch them too then. Hopefully I'll take a better line then, not like right now. And see, it's so important to actually use all the track. And we actually were able to drive over the sausage car, which is a bit surprising. But hey, we'll take that. Hopefully other cars can't do that, so we have a small advantage. And that's normally actually a first gear corner, so I'm not sure why I didn't get the downshift. But hey, it is what it is sometimes. And yeah, again, back on the straight. I'm really looking forward to see if we actually see some overtaking here in the esport races, if we have some. Because my gut feeling says this will be not the best track to overtake. But I'm happy to be proven wrong, so we'll see. Oh yeah, aggressive preset definitely needs to get tweaked a bit, to be honest, to feel good around here, I'd say. Let's see what we can make then out of the car. Setup wise, so that was an invalidation. Wow. Surprising. So you see, I still need to actually learn where the cuts are on this track. But I think for the first view about Kota, it was actually alright. So just by ending this lap, I think we already will skip to the next track, which will be, drum roll, Indy. So yeah, let's get into the car again, have a nice look at the track, do a couple of laps, and see how this track feels and yeah, looks, and what our first impressions will be. I have to say that I already drove this track, and before I actually did my first laps around here, I was like, yeah, I'm not sure if I will like the track, because for some reason in my memory it was actually a track I disliked, although I never really driven it, so that was kind of interesting. But after doing a couple of laps here, I mean, I still by no means have the perfect line, if we want to say. But just the impressions, like, I think we will have maybe even better racing than on Kota. That's why I also ranked this track a bit higher from the tracks we got in the DLC. But yeah, what I really always missed in ACC was like a track where we actually have a bit of a oval section, and now we have it, so that's really amazing. And the track, the flow is actually not really bad, I have to say. I actually really enjoy it, but you also again really feel the difference between the grip of the tarmac on the infield compared to the oval. It's like again night and day, and well, it will be really interesting if you experience the same, hopefully. And those curves, man, they are really solid, so be careful with the cars you pick. Even the M4 is struggling on them, so. And that's actually the first exit out of the infield where we are able to enjoy a bit of time on the oval. So here we just run a bit wide, and then I think we're braking just at the 300. Maybe that was too late. Ugh. We definitely won't cut that out, that's for sure. And then here a bit of a slow chicane then to slow all the cars down before we just drive the last corner of the lap and get back out to the oval. I have to say I would have preferred the layout if we wouldn't have the chicane in the last sector there, because we would have like 280 here on the start finish straight, which would be amazing to have another track with such amount of top speed. But still, we reach almost 260, which is more than we can ask for on most tracks, so that's alright. So that's actually quite a late apex corner, so it's important to take that right. And then here, it's a lot of just modulating your pedals to get around the track quite well. At least that's my first impression. Maybe it changes with more hours on the track. But you see, I mean, that's again the aggressive preset, but you just hear and visually see how the car is just sliding over the rear. So we really are traction limited on Kota and here, I'd say. And then bam, again over the curb. Touch the brake slightly to get the nose into the corner. Still, it will be interesting to see what compromise in terms of your driving line works the best and is the quickest one in this section. Because there are a lot of corners where you can just drive really quick into it, but then you have compromised the next corner. So it will be really interesting to see which will be the best line. Oh, slightly better than before, but still. This corner here, just a bit of braking, getting the car rotated. Oh, and the understeer from the setup kicks in. Unlucky. And yeah, here, and especially in this corner, you feel really how the car is sliding over all 4 wheels slightly into the outside of the track. And then as soon as you are essentially hitting the oval section, then it's like bam, ultimate grip. So yeah, I hope this was a bit of a nice taste about Indy, and now we actually already will move to the last track, which is actually my favorite one of the DLC, and it is Watkins Glen. So let's quickly change the track and speak to you there. Okay, so now we are here at Watkins Glen, the last track of the DLC, and yeah, that's literally, I have to say, one of my most favorite tracks there are actually on the planet. I enjoyed it a lot in AC1 and iRacing. It was always one of the tracks I favor more, let's say, like that. And I really enjoy the flow of the track. There are not really corners which just interrupt the flow, and that's what I really like about this track. So without further ado, I would say we jump into the car and do a couple of laps around here. Okay, now in the car, let's start the engine. Again, aggressive preset. Nothing we want to change. Just give you a taste of this amazing track. And I have to say, and on this track again, the grip level feels a bit higher than on the other ones. I don't think it's subjective, as I said, but it would be really nice to know what your opinion is. And yeah, also make sure if you enjoy those videos to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This would really help me out, and yeah, would keep me motivated maybe to do a bit more videos on YouTube. So would really appreciate it. But yeah, here, oh, this section is also amazing. I mean, it's still flat out, but it's still a bit not hard. I mean, it's not the hardest section, but still you want to drive with minimal steering input, so you still need to be really focused, although it's flat out. Almost like Blanchimont. I think we just brake about at 400 meters, and the curbs in ACC, you can take them so nice, man. It's just unbelievable how consistent the cars actually take this curb. I know there were some issues, so it's older a bit, and what was the other track where I had the issues a bit in Nesero? I can't remember anymore, but at this track, like the bus stop curves, I really feel good and consistent, and it doesn't see like that you have to have some luck with the ground collision. So that's really nice to see. And yeah, just the flow of this track is amazing, and just look at the detail, guys. It's just amazing. Braking here. Oh, that was a bit too late. And the track limits are much more nice compared to other sims, I have to say. They make, yeah, definitely more sense. For example, you don't run wide in turn 1, or they're in the exit of the first hairpin. Downshifting the third gear, bringing the car over to the left side, touching the brake here, flooring the car, and just enjoying the camber bit of the roads, which helps you to floor the car really early. It's just amazing. All those bank corners, they just make so much fun compared to the off-cambered ones there are on some tracks. So yeah, here a nice exit. Now we have a bit of a break. Before we need to focus for the bus stop, which is really, I think, tricky to nail if you actually want to extract all the lap time. Of course, you can gain and lose everything here. But here, this is one of my favorite sections because you can really lean on the tire here. It's just the banking helps so much. And here again, to be honest, the center track is just amazing. Bam, run wide here on the curb, maximize the track. Just perfectly designed. Don't run too wide here, but still try to drive somewhat of a late apex so you can accelerate really nicely out of the corner. Yeah, brake price is as usual a bit too high in the aggressive preset, but it's right for now. I think 200 meters maybe. Yes, then on the power, use the banking again a bit, run a bit wide, maximize the track. Bam. I think that's actually second gear. But yeah, go sliding there over the rear. Might as well also can use maybe third gear here. And just because it's so nice, we will do another lap on Watkins Glen. Just such an amazing track, I really love it. So let's see, can we brake maybe a bit later here? Yeah, we can. Oh, give me the second gear. Track limit is still quite let's say, not as strict in turn 1, but still it's not like in others, if you get what I mean. Let's see if we... Yeah, I mean, our pressures are definitely a bit off, that's for sure, not helping lap time wise, but we are here now just to enjoy the track, so try to brake again a bit earlier and just eat all the curb. Look at that, just look at that. Look how aggressive we can drive over them without even thinking about spinning or losing the car. Nice brake here. Applying the throttle, and just look how perfect the track is there. We don't need 1 inch more, it just fits. That was a bit too wide, but we saw got someone over a decent line out there. Oh, and there's actually now a SimGrid logo, so that's also cool. Oh, and there we go, track limit. I hear it's really important to not be too early on the power, because you will just basically create too much over rotation. Maybe you actually can stay in 3rd gear. Or not, oh, was a bit too much. Oh, do we get into the against the wall? Ah, no, perfect. Yeah, and that was Watkins Glen, and yeah, I have to say, of course, people will say, why don't we have Virginia? Why don't we have Road America or so on? But you always have to also put into account that it's not only just building the track, right? You also need to get the license and all the other stuff which evolves around creating like tracks for ACC. So I think we should be happy that we have those 3 tracks, because they're a really good addition to the sim overall. So now we are here back in this scene. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you loved to see the new tracks, also my thoughts about it, to be honest. As I said, I think those tracks are a really good addition to the content we already have in ACC, and I'm really happy how they turned out. It's again top quality, so I really love to think to read what you think about the DLC. So make sure to write a comment below the video. And yeah, thanks for watching. As I said earlier, like and subscribe to the channel. I hope if you want to support me, and yeah, speak to you in the next stream, I guess sooner than in the next video. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and speak to you soon. Bye bye.